Hello, hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell. Go ahead, take a moment, tag someone, share this broadcast because tonight's conversation, somebody needs to hear it. Tonight's topic: stop ignoring the signs, what your body has been trying to tell you. And listen, this is not just a show, this is a wake up call. Too many of us have felt something wasn't right, but we pushed through, we ignored it, and we made excuses, or we just too afraid to find out the truth. Before we go any further, I just want to say that God has not given us the spirit of fear. 2 Timothy's 1 and 7, but of love, power, and a sound mind. If you are tuned in on the show from any form of social media, please like the show, share the show, and invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. The National Breast Cancer Coalition will be hosting their annual Advocate Leadership Summit that's taking place April the 25th through the 27th in Washington, D.C. And on the 28th, we will be on Capitol Hill for Lobby Day. This Leadership Summit is their premier event that brings together advocates from across the United States and around the world. This summit is more than a conference, it is a movement. Every year, men and women come together who are affected by breast cancer. We strengthen our voices, we expand our knowledge, and we take collective action to end breast cancer. For more information, you could go to stopbreastcancer.org. If you are joined in on any form of social media, like the show, share the show, and invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. I'm so grateful for my sponsor on today. I have Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, and he has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson. And we are from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Our topic for today's show is stop ignoring the signs, what your body has been trying to tell you.
Your body is talking to you all the time. The question is, are you really listening? You know that we live in a culture that values productivity and achievement. In order to
So let's just jump right into the conversation and talk about some of the signs that your body has been trying to give you, but we keep ignoring it. But first, I want to make sure that you participate in the poll that we will be taking today. And the question is, when was the last time you went to the doctor for a checkup? Was it 6 months ago? Was it a year ago? Or it's been a while and I cannot remember. So make sure that you take the poll, and at the end of the show, I will give you the results of the poll. And the poll is posted right on the show. So let's jump right into the conversation, you guys. Why we ignore signs? Why do we ignore signs that our body is giving us? Our body is what they call the check engine light. You know, some of us ride around, I'm one of them, with the check engine light on for a long period of time. And then finally, I'm like, okay, I need to get this checked out when stuff starts going wrong and I have no choice to go and figure out what's happening. Why is this light still on? Why am I having problems with the car? So, our body has the check engine light and it comes on, right? The different lights come on and it tells us what's happening in our body. A lot of time we don't check it out. Sometimes we mask what's happening versus getting to the root cause of the symptom or what it's trying to tell us. I have a headache. Oh, let me just take something for the headache. Versus you trying to figure out, wait, hold on, why do I have the headache? What was I doing before the headache kicked in? What did I eat? If you have a pain, upset stomach, some people run right to like Tums and they keep taking them over and over again. And it's like, wait, let's get to the root cause of why this keep happening to you. And sometimes we don't. We continue to mask the problem until a crisis happens and then we don't have a choice but to take care of the problem. So your body will warn you when something is happening. So why do we ignore the signs? Number one, I don't have time. A lot of us don't have time to even address the signs because we're too busy doing everything else. And not that what we're doing is we're working, so that counts. We're taking care of our family, that counts. But if you're not taking care of your body, if you're not listening to your body, you're not going to be able to do any of those things. Your body is going to make you make time. So make time to schedule an appointment to go to the doctor to address what's going on with your body. Now, I'm one of those people, like right now, after my cancer diagnosis, I don't like going to the doctor. Before my cancer diagnosis, I stayed at the doctor. I had a little ache, itch, whatever was happening. I'm at the doctor, like, what is this? You know, I was using up all my insurance. After my cancer diagnosis, I'm just like, let me just evaluate this to see if this is life threatening. Just sometimes I will prolong it just to see if it's something to do with the residue of cancer. Is this a recurrence or like what's happening with my body? So I would encourage you to, as we would say, not deny but verify what's happening in your body. We know that knowledge is power, and with that knowledge, it will allow you to take action, which is our motto, our slogan of the show, is we move away from awareness towards action. And the only way that the action is going to benefit us if we take the action. So stop saying that you don't have time and make the time. If not, your body, your health will make the time for you. And I just mentioned number two is the fear of a diagnosis. We hear so much negative news. So many different people talk to us and they always want to tell us what somebody else is going through, or oh, so and so just had a heart attack, so and so was diagnosed with this. And I don't want to hear none of that. Like, I'll pray for people, but like I don't want to hear every time somebody is diagnosed with something. Just say pray for so and so. I'll pray for them. I don't necessarily have to know the specifics of what you're going through to pray for you and ask God to cover you in that situation and to let his will be done. It weighs heavy on people. And sometimes I'm one of those people, I start feeling your symptoms. If you tell me the symptoms, I'm like, ooh, I think I got it too, because I'm feeling the symptoms. I'm internalizing whatever you told me you was going through. So a lot of times I don't like to hear it. I don't like to hear when people are diagnosed with cancer. I just don't like to hear it. Why? Because it triggers me. It brings me back to when I was diagnosed And I don't like to hear it. Although it's a reality. People get diagnosed, you know. 1 in 2 people, 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. So it's a reality that we cannot escape. But it's not something that just because I had cancer, I want to hear all the time. Like the fear of diagnosis stays in the back of your mind. It's not to where it's so paralyzing that I can't live, I can't function, but that fear for a lot of us who've been diagnosed with anything, it never goes away. That fear never really goes away. It may get quieter, but it never really goes away. So some people have a fear that they may be diagnosed with something, so they may not want to go to the doctor because they don't want to hear it. Especially if you have different things that run in your family and you're like, so and so got diagnosed with this, you know, that. I ain't going. If I have it, I have it. It's just gonna have to take me out of here. And believe me, there are people that really think like that. But we always say early detection for a reason, because early detection gives you the chance to, if it is something wrong, to catch it early or to reverse whatever is happening. You have more control, you have more information about what's happening, and you have more options that you can choose from. So why do we ignore the signs? A lot of times, financial concerns. We don't want to miss time off work going to the doctor to see what's happening. We are afraid we may not be able to take off work um, financially, and if we do take off work, we may miss pay, or they may want us to come back. Now they're talking about, like, okay, I need you to follow up. We may not even have the copay when we go to the doctor. Now they done gave you a prescription. Now we got to go fill that. That's more money. Some people they may be underinsured, and some people may not have insurance to even go to the doctor. So they are going to just chance it for as long as they can until their body cannot take it anymore. So financially, it's a problem. There is a such thing as financial toxicity when it comes to being diagnosed with different diseases. Everybody does not have money to pay for treatment, to pay for these different things. If you have kidney issues and you have to be on dialysis, that's a lot of money. Some people do dialysis 2-3 times a week. That's money. Every time you're going to the doctor, it's money. It's stressful, and it just adds to whatever it is that's happening in your life. So some people may have financial, concerns, and they may not want to go to the doctor because they don't want to add on to what's happening already in their life. We ignore signs because we have been dismissed before, right? We have went to the doctor, told them our symptoms. They ignored us. They dismissed us. They said, "Oh, it's all in your head. Oh, no, you just stressed out. It's just anxiety." And they don't address it, therefore causing you not to address it. And so you feel like they're not listening to me anyway. All they're gonna do is write me a prescription and not even get to the root cause of whatever it is that's happening in your body. A lot of times we're so busy caring for other people. You may be the caregiver for someone else, so you're not going to put yourself first. You're going to be last. You're going to be caring for whatever that person needs. Or maybe you have kids, you have a husband, you care for everybody else. And your health is going to come last. We talked about before, when we talked about women's health, is you can't pour from an empty glass. You have to fill yourself up, recharge yourself, reset, rejuvenate yourself before you can help anyone else. So even if you're caring for someone else, you still need to make sure you take care of self first before you can do anything else for anybody else. So caring for someone else is not an excuse for you not to care for yourself. And sometimes we just don't want to know. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to know what's happening in my body. I know that I'm having issues. I know that my body is sending me signals, but I really don't want to know what these signals, I don't want to know what it's about. Delaying it doesn't deny that it's happening. It just denies the outcome. It pushes whatever's happening in your body further and further or deeper and deeper to a crisis state. So the sooner you can address it, then the better off you will be, the better control you will have over it. It could be something really simple, and we have blown up in our mind that it's something worse off than what it really is. But by not addressing it, it's causing us to overthink and it's causing us to stress. So therefore, it's causing other things to happen in our body. And these are the signs that we often overlook when something is going wrong in our body. Unusual fatigue. You went to sleep, you woke up, you're still tired. This is the type of fatigue that you cannot sleep off. And no matter what you do, you're fatigued. And day by day, you just keep going, keep pushing it because you feel like, oh, maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe, I'm not eating the right foods or I'm not moving enough. It could be all of that. Or it could be something more detrimental to your health. If you have some unusual fatigue that you are not able to sleep off. It could be issues with your heart. It could be diabetes. It could be high blood pressure. It could be cancer, where you have this fatigue that you cannot get rid of no matter what you do. Signs that we overlook is pain that won't go away. And you just keep nourishing the pain with pills or herbs, detoxing. You're doing everything else but really getting to the root cause of what's happening in your body. And I'm one of those people that I like the natural remedies. I'm all for natural remedies. I also want to go to the doctor and hear what the doctor has to say. And then if they say, oh, well, it's diabetes and it's type 2 diabetes. And so we're going to put you on, what is it, metformin. We're going to put you on some meds for it. Hold up. Because type 2 diabetes it could be reversed. So why are we putting me on medicine first versus saying, let's just take a step back, look at your lifestyle and see what it is that you're doing to see how we can turn this around, how we can reverse it before we put you on some medicine. Because once they put you on the medicine, then guess what? There's side effects from the medicine. So now the medicine's messing with your kidneys, the medicine's messing with your eyes. You may gain weight from the medicine. You having all type of other issues messing with your heart because of the medicine, when the doctor could have maybe taken a step back and look at the lifestyle. Now, let me say this, because you have your part to play in everything that's happening in your life, right? You have a part to play. So if you're telling the doctor, wait, I don't want to get on any medicine, I want to try to do this with diet and lifestyle, exercising, but then you go home and you do it for a month and then you stop and you're not doing it. And then you just come back to the doctor and you're blaming the doctor and you don't want to get on the medicine, but yet you're not doing your part. So if you're gonna ask to let me take 3 months to check my diet, eat right, exercise, not stress, get me some sleep, and then come back and recheck my numbers, and you really are working on all of those things, you should see a change. Yes, there's genetics as it relates to diabetes and high blood pressure. And sometimes your lifestyle can prolong those things from happening, right? So sometimes it's genetic. I always say the genetics loads the gun, your lifestyle pulls the trigger. So whatever you're doing to pull the trigger to that loaded genetics is either fueling it or is disarming it. And you have the choice to do those things. Some people may do all of those things and still get high blood pressure and still deal with it and still deal with diabetes, but it may not be on like a severe level. You may not be on as much medicine as the next person who has it. You may take it and then you're doing well and the doctors start decreasing the meds that you're taking. But you do have a part to play in the role of your health. And trust me, health is wealth. Once you start having issues with your health, sometimes it's hard to get back to a place to where you feel healthy, where you felt like you were before it happens. Because sometimes we get used to feeling a certain way that may not be healthy. It may not be a healthy state, but it wasn't so alarming to where we feel after, like I feel after my cancer diagnosis versus before. I'm like, I I don't remember feeling sick. I never got sick. I didn't have any issues, not even with like the common cold, like none of that. You know, I can remember just not being having any issues until I had the issue. So dealing with some sort of pain that will not go away. And I always say if it's lasting longer than 2 to 3 weeks, you should be talking to your doctor to say, hey, I just want to check, I'm having these symptoms and I just want to, do a wellness check just to make sure everything is okay. And again, it could be nothing. It could be something that you can do on your own without getting on any medicine. But we always talk about knowing your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, your A1C, where your high blood pressure is, if you don't know where your potassium is, what does the magnesium look like in your body, your thyroid levels, like if you don't know any of those numbers, then you don't know where to start, right? So you need like a baseline to say, okay, this is where I am, and then start working from there to correct any of those numbers that need to be corrected. Do your labs, and they may say the labs are normal, and you may say, yeah, they're normal, but I'm still feeling some type of way. So now they have to dig a little deeper to get to the root cause of why you're having these chest pains, and they did an EKG, and the EKG is saying everything is fine. Why you're having these chest pains, and they had you do a heart monitor, and on the heart monitor it showed no activity of anything happening, but you're still having, these issues. So now it causes the doctor to dig a little deeper, because if it's happening for a reason. Is your check engine light saying something is happening? Is your body whispering to you, saying, hey, something's not right, something's going wrong, I need you to check it out, I need you to slow down, hello? And you hear it, and you may try to address it. You get busy with life and you forget it, and then it comes up again, and you push it to the side. It comes up again, you push it to the side, and all of a sudden, you're in crisis mode, right? Your body can't take it anymore. Now you're in the emergency room trying to figure out what's happening with your body. And I say this because at one point my heart would beat so fast. And I'm like, why is my heart beating so fast? Like it would just beat really fast. And then I found a way to kind of like calm my heart down, take deep breaths, do wall sits, and it would bring my heart rate down, right? It would bring it down. I would make sure that I'm hydrated, and because sometimes when you're dehydrated, it can elevate your heart. So I would make sure that, I bring it down, but eventually it kept doing that, and I ended up in the emergency room with like a heart rate like in the 200s, and having them to put this life vest on me so that it looks like I was threatening a heart attack, and they may have to, jump my heart. And so for it might have been, I don't know how many months it happened. It wasn't happening every day. It might have been stretched out over time. And when I was able to calm it down, I felt like, okay, there's no issue because I calmed it down, right? No, that was my body saying something's not right. And so going to the emergency room that night and taking a bunch of tests, and they figured out, okay, your thyroid numbers are out of whack. And that could cause your heart rate, your blood pressure to be elevated. But had not gone and keep having those issues, then if your heart rate is always elevated and your blood pressure is always elevated, it can start causing problems with your heart, right? And our heart is what? If our heart stops beating, we cease to exist. When you start having issues with your heart, who wants to walk around? I had to wear vests for like 2 weeks so that they can listen, measure, figure out what's happening, why is it doing what it's doing, whenever what activity was you doing when this was happening. But if it happened twice and I was like, after that second time, like, wait, this shouldn't be happening, something not right, maybe give a call to your doctor or send a note in the portal to say, hey, this happened and I just want to know, should I be concerned? They may say, okay, go to urgent care to see, maybe they can run some tests or schedule an appointment with you. Is it scary? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would rather know than to not know, or to put my family through a crisis because I didn't address it. And sometimes you don't even have any control over that. Sometimes our body is going to do what our body is going to do. So sometimes signs that we overlook are lumps in our bodies, or weight loss or weight gain. Those things are telling us something. Something is not right. Sometimes lumps can be a protection, right? If something is happening in your body, sometimes that lump can, like, it's like a protection around whatever it is that's trying to go through your body. It's like, no, we're gonna keep it right here. So it's gonna be in this little space so that it won't go throughout your body. And sometimes it's like a protection. But if it's there and you ignore it, then sometimes it may not be able to contain it in that one little lump. And then sometimes when it comes to weight loss or weight gain, especially if you're not trying to lose weight, if you're not doing those things to try to lose weight, then it should be of some concern, especially if it's a rapid weight loss and you have no idea why it's happening. That your body is filtering out your body for a reason. So why is it doing that? Or even if you're gaining, and the waste is not going anywhere. The fat is not going anywhere. And you're like, I'm not even eating that much. I don't know why I'm gaining a lot of weight. Well, I've learned that with thyroids, there's hypothyroidism and hyper and hypo. Hyper, it keeps you on the slim side. Hyper, it keeps you on the thick side. You tend to gain weight with it. So it could be you're losing weight because of thyroid issues, or you're gaining weight because of thyroid issues. Sometimes, and I don't want to scare people, but this show is not meant to scare you, but just to get you to move beyond awareness towards just taking action with your health. But sometimes when people are dealing with colon cancer, one of the symptoms could be weight loss, rapid weight loss, right? You're eating, and you're like, whoa, what's happening? So, and sometimes it could happen so fast that before you know it, you go to the doctor and they're like, oh, and you're like, wow. You thinking, maybe it could be a virus, it could be, something happened. So just when in doubt, you know, push past the fear, take somebody with you, right? And I'm a spiritual person, so I believe in faith, and faith is not ignoring what's wrong with you. Yeah, I have faith. God's gonna heal me. Whatever is wrong with my body, He's gonna heal me. I don't have to go to the doctor. I don't have to do all these things. You know, He's going to. I prayed, and He's gonna heal me. I already prayed about it. Faith is trusting God enough to face whatever it is that you're going through, to face it. The Bible says faith without works is dead. So yes, we pray, but we also go to the doctor. We also go. So don't discount going to the doctor because you have faith and because you pray. Those things are important in conjunction with you doing your part. As women, some of us could have irregular cycles and not know what that's about. Sometimes it could be PCOS. Sometimes it could be your body telling you something is wrong if you're not having regular cycles. Mention it to your doctor, track it, get it checked out. Something in your body is off if it's not coming regularly. So don't just dismiss like, girl, sure, I ain't got no period, I don't care. That blood has to go somewhere. It's supposed to. So don't just dismiss it, get it checked out. Some people have digestive issues and they just chalk it up to, oh girl, I shouldn't have ate that, it's spicy food, I can't really eat that cheese, girl. Okay, at the end of the day, if you remove those things from your diet and your lifestyle and you're still having those issues, then you should be getting it checked out. A lot of diseases starts in the gut. So if you can repair your gut and have a healthy gut, then it can ward off some of those diseases. So when in doubt, if you're having issues, check the gut. And it's okay. It's okay to detox. But sometimes you have to be careful when you're detoxing, right? And how often you're detoxing. And we should detox because your colon, you eat all this food and it has to go somewhere. And sometimes if you're not eating a type of foods that will help it pass through the colon easily, right? If you are a meat eater, then 9 times out of 10, we know it takes that meat a while to break down in your system, versus if you're eating veggies a lot, fruit a lot, it's not going to stay in your system long. So, and it's going to pass through that colon easier, right? That waste is going to pass easier with the fruits and vegetables than it would the meat. So every now and then, if you want to detox, fruits, vegetables, they do the same thing as you would. It's a natural, healthier detox. Some of us get this mental fog and we have these emotional shifts, and you know, we may blame it on, oh, I'm not getting enough sleep. Oh, girl, I'm getting just older, and your memory is just not there. You can't even think straight. You can't remember stuff, and you just push it off and keep pushing it off, and it could be something seriously wrong. Dementia is real. Gabrielle Union just her father just passed, and she mentioned that he was dealing with that, and she mentioned how sad it was to see his memory declining. So sometimes the mental fog may be more than just a mental fog. Again, I don't want to scare anybody, but I just want you to be alarmed and be alert to what's happening in your body if it's happening for a long period of time. Your body whispers before it screams, right? It's going to whisper to you what's happening. That check engine light blinks, right? It's quietly blinking in the corner. You can see it out of the corner of your eye. It's easy to just ignore it, right? Sometimes it comes on, sometimes it goes off. It's easy to ignore it until your engine locks up on you and you're not able to do anything. So what happens when we wait, right? Let's talk about the cost of waiting and not paying attention to those whispers in our body. You start to have health complications. There are things that will happen in your body if you keep putting off that alarm system in your body that's telling you that something is wrong. If you are, let's just take diabetes, and you're constantly going to the restroom to pee, constantly thirsty, hungry, you're eating a lot. It's just never enough, right? Eventually, you're going to end up in the emergency room, right? And if you keep putting it off, it's not just only going to affect your kidneys, it's going to affect your heart, like it affects your eyes, it affects limbs. You may have neuropathy from it. Some people lose limbs. So there may be some type of health complications because we wait. We keep putting it off. We don't make time. We're not addressing it. It could cause you to have more aggressive treatment that you would have if you had addressed it earlier. Just take breast cancer, for instance. You go in at a stage 1, right? Or you just say you put off a mammogram, and then you felt something, but you're like, nah. And then you're like, oh, well, maybe it was because of my period, then the next month you feel it again, then 6 months to a year pass, you forgot about it. Depending on how aggressive that cancer is, you may have been at a 0 or a 1. Now you're at stage 4. And a stage 4 means you got to have aggressive treatment or you're going to be on treatment for the rest of your life because there's no cure for it. The same thing could go for diabetes or high blood pressure or even like lupus or MS. Like if you keep putting things off in your body, period, the longer we put it off, the more aggressive it's going to have to be treated. And this can take an emotional toll on you. When we wait, right, just in your mind thinking about it, you know, what if it's this? What if it's that? I don't want to know. And you push it to the back of your mind again, it comes up again. And emotionally is messing you up in the inside. The stress of it. It can take an emotional toll on you not dealing with it than dealing with it. So you think that you ignoring it and it's not bothering you, but deep down it's taking an emotional toll on you. And I mentioned the financial toxicity. When you wait, the financial toxicity is going to be worse when you wait because now you need more treatment. Now you need more doctor's appointments. Now you need more medication. So now financially, you're putting yourself in a hole. And what does that do? It adds more stress onto your life, and the stress can impact your health and it can agitate whatever it is that you're going through. And sometimes we don't realize the impact that it will have on our families by us putting stuff off, by us waiting. It impacts our family, especially if you're a mother or father, if you're the breadwinner of your family. Your family is going to suffer because now you may have to have time off work. You may not get paid. Your pay may decrease. And you're not able to do what it is that you're supposed to do for your family at home because you kept putting it off. Now the entire family is impacted. So remember, this is bigger than you. Your health doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone that you're connected to. Everyone. So if you get a diagnosis, your family is impacted. Why? Because they love you. And they don't want to see you suffer. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see your quality of life decrease because of an illness. Because somebody is going to maybe have to take care of you. On the lighter side of things, Cardi B was doing an interview and the lady was asking her, is she going to have more kids? And she says, yeah. The more kids I have, the chances of me having somebody to wipe my butt and take care of me when I get old is likely. So yeah, I will. It was kind of funny, but then it's like, yeah, that is real. So your health is bigger than you. It doesn't just concern you, but it concerns everyone that's connected to you. So how do we start listening to our bodies? What are some things that we could do to start listening to our bodies? Because we just don't want to talk about it, but we want to make sure that we're actually taking action. So I'm going to give you 5 action steps that you can take to start listening to your body. Number 1, pay attention and stop brushing things off. Stop putting it to the side. Stop putting your health second. We always talk about self-care, and part of self-care is making sure that even if you are the caregiver for someone else, even if you are the breadwinner in your family, that you are taking care of yourself first, and that you are not brushing things off, that you are addressing it immediately. And guess what? You are addressing it afraid. So even if you're afraid to do it anyway. Do it anyway. Because your body is speaking to you. And God is covering you through this whole thing. So yeah, pray, but don't just use prayer alone. Go to the doctor and address any issues that you may have. So stop brushing things off, thinking that it's going to go away. It's not. Sometimes it gets louder and louder and louder. It's just that your tolerance expands and you're like, oh, I can deal with it. I'm okay. Yeah, I have a headache, but I'm just gonna take more pills. I'm gonna take more often. Number 2, how to start listening. Track your symptoms. Write it down. How often are you feeling these symptoms? When are you feeling these symptoms? Is it after you eat certain foods that you're having these symptoms? Is it after you exercise that you're having these symptoms? Is your work stressing you out and you having a headache every time you leave work? Like, what's happening? Write it down to see if there's a pattern and you have something that you could take your doctor and so they can look it over and you guys can work together. You can partner in your health and come to some type of conclusion that would help treat you. Because a lot of times when we go to the doctor, we're treated like a number. We're treated like an assembly line, and we're not treated, on a case by case basis. But your treatment, your plan should be catered to you. So if you're writing down those symptoms and you're taking it into the doctor, when you're feeling them and when it's happening, and then the doctor has a guide. Because a lot of times we go and we be lying. We be like, oh, I'm okay. Yeah, I was feeling it, but I'm okay now. Yeah, and as soon as you leave the doctor's office, guess what's happening? You're feeling it all over again. Now it's going to take you a whole month to get back in there to get an appointment. So another step you can take is to schedule that appointment. Stop delaying the appointment. Go. Just go. Make the appointment. Do it afraid. Go get the knowledge. Use whatever it is that they say and educate yourself and see what it is that you need to do to help your situation. Because remember, the doctors are practitioners, which means they're practicing, right? So they're going to take the information that you give them and either they're going to reference it to a patient they had before or they're going to type your symptoms in whatever system they use and it's going to pop up, oh, so and so has this, so this is how you treat it. And then they're going to send you home with a prescription, have you take it and come back in 3 months so they can see if it's working or not. Right? They're practicing. You should know your health better than the doctor. When you go in there, you should be able to tell the doctor everything. Right? You should know everything about what's happening because you live with this body every single day, 24/7. So you know when something is not right. So when it's not, check it out. Schedule the appointment. And then always, always advocate for yourself. Speak up. Ask questions. If you don't understand something, what did you say? Break it down. Tell me in layman's terms. Tell it to me like you would tell your 10-year-old self. Or explain it to me like you explain to your parents or your siblings. Ask a doctor, how would you explain this to your mother? If your mother was diagnosed with high blood pressure, what medicine would you prescribe for her? What would you tell her to take? If she was diagnosed with diabetes, what medicine would you give her? Like, ask questions. And I know you have that window of 7 to 15 minutes in that appointment. But don't let them rush you. Get your questions answered. If that means putting the questions in the portal ahead of time so the doctor has a chance to look at them, if that means coming in with a notebook, do that. If that means bringing somebody with you so they can be your eyes and ears and help you ask stuff that you may forget, whatever it is, however you can speak up and advocate for yourself, do that. And then if you feel like you're not getting anywhere with the doctor, get a second opinion if needed. And sometimes the second opinion may tell you the same exact thing that the doctor told you. And that's okay, because sometimes you just want a peace of mind. Sometimes you just want to say, okay, I just want to gather all of the information so that I can make a sound decision and know that moving forward, I did everything that I could do that's within my power to make the proper decision for my health. And if they're not listening to you, get another doctor. You're paying for that insurance, you can get another doctor. You don't have to suffer through somebody dismissing you, dismissing your symptoms, putting them off, rushing you all the time. No, you get this is your one tempo you get, and you want to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to prolong however time that you have on this earth, and you want to have a nice quality of life while you're here. So faith is not ignoring what's happening, but it's trusting God in the face of what's happening with you. So you have to trust him enough to say, yeah, I pray, I trust him, and I'm just gonna go and verify what's happening. And you're not being dramatic, but you're being responsible. So if the doctor says, oh, it's just anxiety. Oh, you're over exaggerating. No, I'm not. I want to know what's happening. Because if it keeps happening and your body keeps whispering at you, sooner or later, you're going to go into crisis mode. So at Warriors Talk, we always like to leave you with some ways that you can take action with your health. So ask yourself, have you ever ignored a sign and regretted it? Have you ever had something happen in your body and you ignored it and it led to something bigger and you're like, dang, if I had addressed it. And I'm gonna say, don't beat yourself up about it because you're human. You're human. But if that happened to you already, you know better, you should do better. You should do better. The next question is, what is one thing your body has been trying to tell you? If you sat quiet and listened to your body, just take one day and just listen to your body, observe your body, the things that's happening, write it down. What is your body trying to tell you? Because I guarantee you it's talking to you every day. What is it trying to tell you? Are you dehydrated? You need more water. You're exhausted. You need more sleep. You're stressed. You need to, remove yourself from certain situations. What is it that is trying to tell you? And then the next question is, what appointment have you been putting off? Think about it. You already know when I asked that question, it popped into your head. Oh, I know exactly the appointment that I've been meaning to do, I've been wanting to do, but you keep putting it off because why? Think about it. Why are you putting it off? Oh, because I'm afraid. Okay. We said we're going to push past fear. We said God did not give us a spirit of fear, right? He doesn't operate in fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So sometimes it could be something that could be major that's happening in our health, and sometimes it couldn't be. Sometimes it could be something we can catch early, ahead of time, reverse, but you're not going to know that if you don't address it. If you don't address it, you're not going to know. So ask yourself those questions. And don't forget to take the poll. The poll is on the page and it says, when was the last time you went to the doctor for a checkup? Was it 6 months ago? Was it a year ago? Or it's been a while and you can't even remember? So don't forget to participate in the poll. I just want to highlight my closing sponsor right now. It is Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay, and she is catering to all of your beauty needs from head to toe. You can go to marykay.com/GDOTSON and let her know that Warriors Talk sent you. Remember, Warriors Talk is always looking for individuals to share their story. If you have a story that will inspire others, give them hope, you've been through a life altering situation and you have come out on the other side and you want to share that with someone, we want to hear your powerful story so that you can inspire someone else to take action. And then don't forget to pick up the anthology When Warriors Talk Faith Emerges. It has 4 amazing authors talking about how they let go and let God have his way in the midst of their breast cancer journeys. You can find the book on Amazon. And if you know someone that was recently diagnosed with cancer, you can pick up the journal. Take Charge of Cancer is a guided journal for healing, faith, and empowerment. And it helps you document your journey. It gives you scriptures. It gives you prompts to help you think about what it is that you're going through. It helps you document your journey. Again, don't forget about the National Breast Cancer Coalition and their Advocate Leadership Summit. Go to stopbreastcancer.org for more information. And as I close out tonight, I don't only want to leave you inspired, but I want to leave you here with making a decision to stop ignoring yourself, a decision to stop putting things off, a decision to listen to your body and to take action. I truly believe tonight that God allowed whoever needs to hear this message, you're hearing it for a reason. And it's not to scare you, but it's to save you. Your body is speaking to you, but God has been covering you. Remember, awareness starts the conversation, but action changes the outcome. Your body is speaking. The question is, are you ready to listen? Join me next Monday right here at 6 p.m. on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.